Is the earth hollow beneath the Appalachian Mountains? It's a question that sounds like it belongs in science fiction, but for some, it's not just possible. It's a hidden truth, older than history and buried deeper than we've dared to dig. The Appalachian Range is one of the oldest mountain chains on Earth, worn down by time, scarred by history, and cloaked in more folklore than any other region in North America. But there's one story that keeps surfacing again and again, that beneath these ancient hills lies another world. Whispers of vast chambers, echoing tunnels, and places where light flickers without flame, and sound travels in ways it shouldn't. In the hollers and ridgelines of eastern Kentucky, Tennessee, North Carolina, there are stories passed down for generations of people disappearing into caves that don't appear on any map, and sometimes reemerging days later, confused, changed, and sometimes not at all. Old miners talk about the deep knockers, beings heard tapping from within the walls. Cherokee legends speak of powerful spirits and hidden cities beneath the mountains, places you enter but may never leave. And here's the strange part. Some of these stories match accounts from halfway across the world. Same themes, same warnings, same eerie silence when officials are asked to explain. So maybe the question isn't whether there's something hollow beneath the Appalachians. Maybe the question is, why does it seem like we were never meant to find it? I'm J-Rod, and this is Hollow Light, where the veil is thin, the stories begin. Warnings from the first people. Long before settlers ever laid claim to these mountains, the Cherokee walked these ridges. They lived in the valleys, and they whispered stories about what lay beneath. They spoke of a realm beneath the earth, Suski-na-i, the ghost country, a place of mist and shadow. It wasn't hell, and it's not heaven. It's something else. It's something ancient. According to oral traditions, it wasn't just the animals and rivers that had spirits. The mountains themselves were alive, breathing and watching, and sometimes opening. One story tells of a hunter who followed strange sounds into a crack in the mountain. Inside, he found glowing moss, warm tunnels, and voices that called him by name. He emerged days later with white hair and no memory of how he survived. Another tale speaks of the Yunwi Junsti, or little people, small, secretive beings who live in hidden chambers under the hills. They're not malicious, but they don't like to be seen, and those who wander too deep sometimes never come back. These aren't just campfire stories. They were treated as truths. Sites near Pilot Knob, Lookout Mountain, and even the Mammoth Cave system were said to be entrances, gateways to a realm beneath the known world. But over time, those entrances were sealed, forgotten, or taken over. In the 1940s, reports surfaced that several deep cave networks in North Carolina were quietly closed off by the government. The reason? Unstable terrain. No official follow-up. But locals know the stories, and they remember the old warnings.
The mountain yields what it chooses and takes what it needs.
So the question becomes, What are the mountains trying to hide? And who or what are they protecting it from? The forgotten entrances. If the earth is hollow beneath the Appalachian Mountains, then how do we get in? Over the years, there have been reports of massive cave systems stretching for miles, uncharted, unstable, and quietly erased from public record. In the early 1900s, a geologist named William Hodge claimed to have followed a series of interconnected limestone tunnels from eastern Tennessee all the way to western North Carolina. He described giant caverns big enough to fit buildings, natural vaults beneath the stone. But after filing his report with the state, he was never heard from again. The documents disappeared. Hodge's family was told he died in a flash flood. No obituary, no body, no funeral. That might sound like fiction until you start noticing the pattern. In the 1960s, a crew of amateur cavers found a sinkhole in rural Virginia that opened into a spiraling shaft nearly 300 feet deep. At the bottom, they found metallic objects embedded in the stone, tools, or maybe something older. 2 weeks later, the site was seized. Military personnel showed up, shut it down. Hazardous gas pocket, they said. No independent researchers were allowed back in. Does this sound familiar? Well, it should. Across Appalachia, stories like this repeat themselves. Mouths of the earth opening for a moment, then snapping shut again. And when you combine them with the strange disappearances, electromagnetic anomalies, and even local legends of glowing chambers and endless tunnels, you start to wonder, are we stumbling into natural formations? Or are these sealed passages leading to something humanity was never meant to uncover? Because the deeper you dig, the more you realize the ground might not be as solid as we thought. The places they don't talk about. You can't talk about hidden worlds beneath the Appalachians without running into another pattern, one that's harder to explain and even harder to investigate. Government presence, military installations, restricted zones where caves once were, now covered, fenced off, and forgotten. The most talked about locations is Raven Rock Mountain Complex, nicknamed Site R. Nestled beneath the Blue Ridge Mountains near the Maryland-Pennsylvania line, it's a massive underground facility designed to function as a command center in case of national emergency. What most people don't know is it connects to natural cave systems, and some believe much more. Former contractors have claimed there are tunnels running for miles beyond the known schematics, sealed off with steel doors and marked with strange warning signs in no known language. One even spoke anonymously on a late-night radio show.
We were told never to ask about Tunnel 7. We weren't cleared to go near it, but you could feel it, a hum, low and deep, coming from behind that wall, like something alive.
But Raven Rock isn't the only one. In parts of West Virginia and eastern Kentucky, entire forests have been declared off limits for conservation, they say. Locals talk about the odd construction activity at night, dull booms from underground, and black SUVs parked near unmarked roads. And then there's Dulce, New Mexico, far from Appalachia, but often brought up in the same breath. Whistleblowers from that site described something chilling. Vast underground chambers, genetic experiments, beings that weren't human. Most dismissed it as fantasy, but when you follow the trail of missing cave explorers, strange seismic activity, and black budget funding, it starts to look like more than coincidence. Maybe we're just not sealing off these cave systems for safety. Maybe we're building on top of something, or burying it. Because if the earth beneath Appalachia is hollow, and if something is living down there, then someone's known for a long time. And they've gone to great lengths to make sure the rest of us never find out. The world beneath the world. If the earth is hollow beneath the Appalachian Mountains, what exactly is inside? For centuries, cultures around the world have pointed downward when asked where the old gods, ancient knowledge, or even humanity's true origin lies. In Vedic texts from India, there's talk of Patala, a vast subterranean realm filled with advanced beings and glowing cities. In Buddhist lore, there's Agartha, hidden beneath the Himalayas, an enlightened kingdom where the ancient ones retreated after the surface world fell to chaos. And in North America, from the Cherokee to the Hopi, there are stories of people who came from below or were taken below and returned with strange wisdom or never returned at all. What's strange is how closely these myths align, despite oceans and centuries between them. Even modern researchers have started to connect dots. In 2019, a physicist from Ukraine proposed a harmonic key theory, that vibrational frequencies tied to the Earth's natural resonance could open hidden pathways beneath tectonic structures. He believes certain caves, especially in ancient mountain ranges like the Appalachians, act as gateways, but only under certain specific energetic conditions. Sound impossible? Then explain why multiple cave explorers report hearing rhythmic tones deep underground, tones that seem to pulse, echo, and respond. Explain why ancient maps, long dismissed as myth, mark entrances to inner realms with incredible precision. And explain why, time and again, those entrances are shut down, covered, and classified. If this theory is true, if the Appalachians are more than just mountains, if they're a shell, a boundary, then what lies beneath might not just be tunnels and stone. It might be a forgotten civilization, a remnant, a warning. Maybe the old stories weren't allegory. Maybe they were memory. And maybe the earth doesn't just hold our past. Maybe it's still alive with it. Light the lantern. Thank you for walking with me through the hollers, the fog, and the flickers of what lies beyond. From Cherokee legends and forbidden tunnels to sealed military sites and echoes of ancient civilizations, one thing is clear. Something beneath the Appalachian Mountains is stirring. If you have a story, a real encounter, a family tale, or a glimpse of the veil, send it in. You might just hear it on a future episode. And if you've made it this far in the video, post Hollow Earth in the comments below. Hit like and subscribe for more tales from the veil. God bless, stay prayed up, and remember, Some lights are meant to guide you home, while others are warnings.